Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to this week's Jash Talks. With me this week is Omar.
Hello. Is nice. Okay.
And we actually got a guest this week.
Yay!
And want to say hi?
Wigga-digga-boo.
It's a good start. It's a good start. It's a good entrance. Better than mine. Better than yours even. Really, we should copy this.
Hey,
We're gonna pirate copy your entrance, mate.
you can't go wrong with Wigga-digga-boo.
No, you can't.
Unless you mispronounce it.
You could mix. No, you don't get to say it anymore. Because apparently you mispronounced that. You don't get to say that word anymore.
Oh. And professionalism. Okay, luckily it wasn't Revs this time, it was a random text.
Didn't even turn off her phone.
Yes, so everyone turn off your cell phones.
Mine's already off. Because I'm professional. Alright? I do stuff right. Is what I do. Also, I left my phone downstairs, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so the first topic of this week is the Sharknado sequel. It'll be coming out at the end of this month on the Sci-Fi channel.
Sci-fi.
It's Sci-Fi. It's S-Y-F-I.
It's clearly it's meant to be sci-fi. Okay, look, it's meant to be sci-fi. That's what it is. It's sci-fi.
Yeah, meant to be, but clearly isn't anymore.
Look,
Yeah.
we can't adhere to the minds of illiterate idiots. We have to realize that it's called sci-fi.
It's
Because
Sci-Fi.
then the illiterate idiots win.
Yeah, Omar, if you'll forgive me for saying so, when your last few statements, you sound a bit like Colin Baker, and I approve.
Colin Baker, the
Six-
Doctor.
Yeah,
Oh God, don't!
I am. My friend, you are like the best person alive right now. Yes, please. I am the Doctor.
well, thank you for the compliment.
This is good. See,
I'm
that's.
I'm just hoping you have a better wardrobe than he did.
Oh, I do not.
He doesn't have a wardrobe. He has undies. That's why he doesn't appear on camera.
What are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying?
Boxers or briefs?
I favor boxers, sir.
Ah,
I feel it lets you breathe, and it allows you an air of manliness should anyone enter the room. Also, I feel like briefs kind of makes you look like that guy from Breaking Bad. And frankly, whenever he was in his undies, which
Bryan
was
Cranston.
yes, him.
Yeah.
Whenever he was in his undies, it was disproportionately large amount of time that he was in his undies. He looked a bit odd. You know, a little bit like that was kind of doing something wrong there. I imagine he's going to have some health problems at some point because of that. It seems weird.
Yeah.
So, how did we get? Oh yeah, Colin Baker.
We got Sharknado.
Yes, that.
The
Well,
sequel.
you can
Did
start,
any
I
of
guess.
you like the original? Did any of you see the original one?
It was shit.
I only saw the clips of it from when Doug and Brad reviewed it back in October, and oh my god, it's just god freaking awful.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's awesome.
The main girl, isn't she a porn star?
Maybe.
Pretty sure she's a porn star. I don't think. Has there ever been a situation where a porn star has become an actress in which she's been anything less than awful?
Um,
You would know better than me.
Alright, alright. I probably would. Because you don't become a porn star by being a good actress. These are not the things that happen, or actor, I guess. You don't become a porn person by already being good enough to be a movie person. Because one will always choose the movie person first, wouldn't they?
well, when you think about it, you could start off as a porn actor and then become a porn actress later in life.
That's true. That's the thing. That could happen. For all we know, we've seen it before and not noticed. So a bit of horror there for anyone who wants to think about that. Sasha Grey might have had a penis. Right. So Sharknado. Honestly, I didn't like it. I get what was funny about it. The concept. Oh, it's a tornado with a shark in it. You know what I mean? But Could have been better. Frankly, I think they would have done better if they'd made like Rhino Volcano.
Yeah.
That would have been a lot more hilarious. Random volcano goes off. Oh look, there's rhinos everywhere. You know what I mean? Just falling down and killing people. I think that would have been more funny. Although I did like I think it was the first bit where there was that sailor and then a shark just comes out of nowhere and just kind of fucking eats him.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. But yeah, I don't know. The second one, I'm hoping that they recognize that they can't make this serious, and that they just try to make it a comedy.
Yeah, but but you realize that when you try too hard to be funny, sometimes you end up just looking stupid.
That's true. That's true. You know, they don't have much of a chance at this problem here, do they? It's not looking good for them. They've exhausted the nuttiness of it in the first one.
Exactly. And now if you just try to go, now if they try to take it too far to the extreme, they're just going to end up in, let's just, they could go into the realm of Duke Nukem Forever in terms of just trying too hard.
Yes, we would not want that.
Oh,
We're not
We
done
never.
it.
Rev should be here because he loves that game.
What?
What?
He likes Duke Nukem the newest Duke Nukem game. He likes it.
Oh, sweet Jesus, no.
Is there something wrong with him?
I'm marrying him, so obviously there's something wrong with him.
Oh. Yeah, well, hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully it'll go more Saints Row 4 instead.
Yeah, I liked Saints Row 4. That would, if it went more like that, that'd be pretty funny. Although
Yeah.
the game was actually not as good as Saints Row.
No.
Second.
Well, it all depends on just how, it all depends on how far they go.
Yeah, I mean, in my mind, if I was directing it, I'd just make them go full blown. I'd be like, there are multiple species of Sharknado now, and like,
Yeah.
if you get bitten by a Sharknado and you survive, you become like Sharkman, and the Sharkman is the only person who can stop it. And
And
the
then
Sharkman has to go in there and stop it, but the Sharkman gets bitten by a black shark, and the black shark is the main enemy.
Yeah, and then they dive down into the Sargasso Sea and they find this huge
Atlantis?
this huge computer terminal where there's this prehistoric goblin shark that's controlling the Sharknadoes telepathically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what they should do. See, that would
Yeah.
make sense.
But they gotta do it like the Zucker brothers. It has to be played straight.
Yes, it has to be. They have to never reference the ridiculousness of it. It just has to be,
Exactly.
everyone goes with it.
Exactly. Just have them watch Airplane and have them just watch Leslie Nielsen over and over again and say, okay, that's how you want to do it.
Yep, basically they need to do that. Can you imagine, right? Just like a man who's been bitten by a shark and become a Superman shark, right? And is fighting a Sharknado, right? As everyone nearby is just like genuinely terrified, like, "Oh my God, we're gonna die!" And he's like, "I will save you!" But it's just a fucking Sharknado, and he's just there wearing a superhero suit. When I say superhero suit, for some reason I'm imagining was essentially a woman superhero suit, which is basically just a bra and panties, and a cape maybe, and long flowing hair. That's what I'm imagining here. With
Yeah.
shark teeth, that's how he fights. Shark teeth. So he does
Yeah,
it.
and they have the transformation sequence would be completely composed of those those close-up shots, practical makeup like American
Yes.
Werewolf in London. You know, we see the skin turning, gray and scaly. We see the dorsal fin popping out of the back.
Yeah, and then like like a kind of slightly darked out picture of just above his groin, just above, and it will pan down, but not before the pants kind of appear somehow.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
how they do it.
Yeah, and at the end of the movie, he finally stops because he thinks he saved the day, and he dies because sharks die if they stop moving.
Oh, yeah, and then everyone's like, "This is so sad. This is not ridiculous and stupid at all."
Yeah.
That's
And
that's
then-
how we saved the movie then.
Yeah, and then he's escorted up into heaven by Valkyrie dolphins.
Okay.
What? You don't like Valkyries?
I don't like the what?
You don't like Valkyries?
I like Valkyrie, sure, but yeah.
What do you mean, yeah? What do you mean, just yeah? Valkyrie fucking dolphins. You should be like,
That's the
fuck yeah.
problem. Dolphins.
You got a problem with dolphins?
No. But I have a problem with going of Valkyrie dolphins.
Hey, dolphins can be as deadly as sharks.
More deadly.
Oh.
Have you seen those movies about sharks getting their asses handed to them by dolphins?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't fuck with dolphins.
No.
They're like monkeys in the sea.
Yeah.
They were flinging so much shit at you.
Yeah.
Shocking. Well, I think basically we've covered Sharknado there.
Yeah, Sharknado. Yeah, the trailer is good. You should check out the trailer after this.
Isn't the
It
big
can
thing?
never live up to what we've just said.
Isn't the big thing they're hooking it on is that they got Jared from the old Subway commercials to star
I
in
don't
it?
know if that was really in the trailer, but I did see a post on Tumblr.
It just, I don't know. That just seemed. That's like when the Asylum movies brag that they got Jaleel White or they got Tiffany and Debbie Gibson to appear in the same movie. You know, this would have been impressive 20 years ago, and not even that impressive.
So you're right. The fucking pictures. It's just got a picture of that Subway guy eating a shark. Fuck.
I would like if like Subway did something like a Subway released a special item or something, because there's a Subway
I
like
seriously don't think they could get away with a shark burger.
and I would get it,
Well, hey,
and then I would have this on a live show.
You would eat a shark burger.
Sure.
well, hey, they did something. They did a tie-in for Catching Fire. They might.
That'd be fucking good.
Can I just say now I want a shark burger? Like I'm really fucking. Oh man, a shark burger. Can you imagine that? It's like meat that eats meat. How meaty can you get? The ultimate meat. Nothing will ever satisfy me until I have that now. I must find out if Google sells shark meat.
The Japanese.
Now that's just racist. You were a racist woman.
The Japanese prefer whale.
Oh.
Yes.
I heard of shark fin soup.
Yeah, that's yeah, that is. It's popular in the Far East. I don't know if it's Japan specifically though, but I think like Thailand and Indonesia is where it's more preferred.
I better go to Thailand.
Okay, next topic. Jim wanted to start us off with the Ramones news that came out recently.
Yeah, a bit of sad news to start things off. Tommy Ramone, the drummer for the Ramones and the last of the original four members, passed away last night. And it was kind of a shock. He was only 62. Died from cancer in his bile duct.
Oh.
And it's just a shame because I regretfully didn't get into the Ramones until I was in my teens, and I was just very impressed with their music. So kind of like as a tribute to Tommy and Joey and Johnny and Dee Dee, I was just thinking perhaps we could discuss what we like about punk rock, the genre they helped, bring to life.
I actually have the dubious title of kind of most stupid man in the world, so I can't really tell you the difference between punk rock or normal rock or alternative rock or hard rock or metal rock or dark rock. All I know is that there's certain rock I like when I listen to the song and certain rock I do not like. When you say punk rock, do you mean stuff like Papa Roach?
More like, I guess
Billy Talent?
more like the Clash, the Sex Pistols, Green Day,
Oh,
the Offspring.
in that case, fuck yeah, the Ramones. Oh god, now I'm sad they're dead. Oh.
God.
Come on, Omar. You're from Great Britain. That's where punk rock also had one of its strongest followings.
Yeah. Sadly for me, I am an idiot. Well, actually, I'll be honest with you, I know a little bit about it. A little bit, not much. And I can say that it is a shame that he's dead. And I feel like they did a lot for punk rock.
Oh yeah,
because
definitely.
they sung good songs.
Exactly, and it was just it was what I like music that always pushes against conventions, and punk, and specifically the Ramones, it was definitely as unconventional as you could get. It wasn't polished.
Especially when it came out. It was not the way of things when that shit started singing. You know what I mean? It was not how it happened.
Exactly. It wasn't polished, it wasn't clean, but it was it was raw, it was pure.
Yeah, back when the Ramones were singing, when was it, like 1977 or something?
Yeah,
Like
76.
76, right. 76. Back then, right, what was that? That must have been just post-hippie movement.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine punk rock then? Like, at one point, at one corner of the room, you got hippies, all peace, Beatles and shit. Then the other side, punk rock, fuck yeah! You know
Yeah,
what I mean? I like that.
and they were voicing their upset about society, but they weren't doing it in this, they weren't doing it in this lovey-dovey, hippie, peaceful acoustic guitar. All we are saying bullshit. They let their anger out.
That's good. I like that because I get the feeling that that picture where there's that hippie and he's putting the flower in the gun thing.
Yeah,
That's a good picture. But how much would you love for it to be a punk and he's just punching the gun,
exactly.
just punching the fucking gun and he's bending? I
Yeah,
guarantee that would be the most awesome picture of all time. You want manliness? Check that picture out.
that would be, and that's again my life. These were people who were just like, I can't really say they were putting action to the words because they weren't really doing anything physical, but they were less restrained.
They weren't pussyfooting is what they were. They weren't pussyfooting.
Oh
They
no.
were, they were letting everyone know, look, fuck you. Is that it genuinely was, is what it was. And I like that.
Exactly. And you had it with the other bands too, especially in your country. You had the Sex Pistols, bashing their opposition to, Parliament and Thatcher with stuff like Anarchy in the UK.
That's true. And also bashing their hotel rooms and guitars.
Yep.
That too. I find that to be the most entertaining part. Although I wouldn't if I owned a hotel. I would never, ever let one stay. Like, nope, leave my bed alone. It's a nice bed. I just bought it. Don't jump on it.
So, Omar, you're saying you have standards if you ran a hotel?
Oh, I have so many. Actually, no wait. Would I? No, it'd just be prostitutes everywhere. Just for easy access. You know what I mean? Just convenience, really. Basically, it'd be like a prostitute convenience store. But except I would be paying for their being there. I probably shouldn't own a hotel.
Yeah,
Oh.
you shouldn't.
No. It wouldn't be a good idea, would it? But right, yeah. On top of that, right, I feel it's quite depressing. There's not many people like the Ramones anymore.
No, there's not many. There's not many like pure punk bands when you
No,
think about it. I mean, we had it's extended somewhat into the 90s. We still had we had Green Day and we had The Offspring. We had Blink 182.
Some 41, I think, probably, maybe.
What?
Main account. Some 41, those guys.
Oh yeah, some 41.
All right, then. They were the first people I started listening to. First people I ever listened to songs from. Some 41.
Wow.
I mean, technically,
Yeah.
like the first people I actually started listening to doesn't mean the first song I heard, because the first song I heard was probably like some Asian thing. Probably.
The first song I heard was probably the Sesame Street theme.
Really? There's a team?
Yes, there is. The opening, the opening. What's the way to Sesame Street or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sesame Street was not big here.
No, but no, you definitely. But no, you don't see it much today. Now you don't. I don't know.
Right.
Have people gotten burned? Have people gotten burned out on it? Have they gotten burned out on people who are speaking out against problems of society and just letting their emotions run rampant? Because it does seem that way when you look at the pop charts and you see Train and Bruno Mars keep hitting #1 with their sappy, watered down, meaningless.
Woman music. It's woman music is what it is.
Oh, yeah. But no, but I mean, for as much as I didn't agree with some of the political views of groups like Bad Religion or the Dead Kennedys or Black Flag, I could appreciate them because you could hear their passion.
True.
And you don't really get passion in too much of this music anymore.
No, I get the distinct feeling that modern day music is written by someone else and given to someone else to sing.
Yeah.
That's not as good. On top of that, I think I would wager what's actually happened is that the genre of punk rock has split into like 15 different genres, and they've all separated and gone to different little bands like death metal, and steel metal, and punk metal, and
Oh yeah, there's even
death rock.
yeah. If you look on if you go to the Wikipedia page, it talks about all the different aspects it's inspired or broken off into. You've got new wave, you got post punk, you got oi, which is which is it's a continuation of British punk. They just call it oi.
That's extremely adequate. I think that makes sense.
Yeah,
Every punk I've ever met and every chav has gone, oi! It's their
Yeah.
thing, it's their word. Hell, I do it sometimes.
they've got anarcho punk, which helps promote, which is really about fuck the man, anarchy for all, which I definitely get behind.
Mhm. But yeah, I think
And
so. I think if you're right, it's not actually dead. I think it's just it's found itself. They've all found their own niches, is what they've done.
Exactly, and well, we have to give it credit for birthing grunge too. You
That's
know,
true.
I mean, we can't. If it wasn't for groups like the Ramones and the Clash and the Sex Pistols, we wouldn't have Nirvana or the Chili Peppers or Nine Inch Nails.
True. See, so see, it's not actually gone. It's just, I believe, as what happens with good forms of music, people have split off and found what they actually like, parts of it that they prefer, parts of it that they don't, and they've done that. You see, that doesn't happen with pop music. With pop music, it's all just the same. It's a
Yeah,
squeaky man or woman singing a squeaky song about mostly bums and or asses.
exactly. I mean, hell, you listen to somebody that I used to know. It sounds like something that you could have heard from a pop band in the late '60s or the early '70s.
Yeah,
But
I got that song. Oh, have you heard the Vader version of that song? I like that one.
you mean the Darth Vader version?
Yes. I
Interesting.
don't. It's quite funny. It's quite funny. I mean, I quite like to imagine it in Vader's voice.
Uh,
James, can you imagine James Earl Jones just standing there singing that?
I I'd like to see that. I would like to see that. That or William Shatner doing it.
Both would be nice, but someone needs to had that happen.
They
Internet,
could
are you
do a
listening?
duet.
Make it happen.
For that, since it's a two-person song.
That's true. They could do a duet. Ah, that'd be cool. That'd be very cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
no, punk isn't dead. I just hope it's just being overshadowed, and I really hope that we will see a little comeback. Not the same, not just reviving the exact old stuff, but seeing someone take it in a new direction.
True. In all likelihood, we will see it eventually. It's just much like clothes; it's got to cycle back round. So it will. It will come. It will happen eventually. I just hope it happens before I die.
Okay, do we want to switch the next topic, or?
Yeah, sure, but let me just again say one last thing. Johnny, Tommy, Joey, Dee Dee. I don't know if heaven exists, but if you're up there, I hope you're rocking hard.
Just fucking up all the harps, just destroying them,
Yeah.
getting high with the angels.
Get high with the angels.
Can you imagine Jesus there rocking out, doing the spinning his head up and down?
Jesus and the apostles are headbanging.
That's okay. See that we
Moses-
can't top that now.
Moses is lighting all the plants on fire for a killer pyrotechnic show.
He's smoking that burning bush.
Yep.
See, that's good. That's good. See, heaven's gonna be a lot more fun now.
Yeah.
Right, what's the next one then?
The bad adaptations. For those of you who aren't on Tumblr, who haven't been looking at the Animorphs tag there for a week, you won't know that Animorphs is now on Netflix. And what's sort of insane is that a bunch of people on the tag are like, "Yay, Animorphs is back! Oh my God, the show's back!" And I'm like, I thought we all agreed that sucked. It took away all of the gray morality of the series for something really easy to digest. And then since it was a live show and the kids fight as animals, all of the fight scenes between these planet-conquering brain slugs and they have, weapons. Like a wolf will just walk up near one, howl and the controllers will run away pissing their pants.
Yes?
I don't
It's
really know what you're talking about.
Animorphs? Sorry, I forget.
I know it's Animorphs, but
I'll try to translate. I'll try to translate, mate. Basically, they made a show about the book, and in the show it was very kind of traditional, teeny weeny bopper, non-violent kind of. It was crap, apparently, from what I've been told.
Yeah, it was like
The book was kind of like grey morality. Are we good guys? Are we bad guys? Are they good guys or bad guys? It was violent and shit got messy sometimes, and that never happened in the show. And apparently, that's not a good thing.
No, there was no, like, in the books, there's one book where Rachel is in, I believe, Grizzly Bear Morph, gets her arm ripped off, picks up her arm, and starts, attacking with it. Nothing like that happened in the TV
What?
series.
That just seems ineffectual, frankly. Why not just use the other arm?
It's cooler.
Oh my god.
She's very bloodthirsty in battle, so,
Apparently she's eating her own arm.
Yeah. Apparently, she's exercising her Second Amendment rights. I know I'm not going to.
Jim.
I know I'm not going to explain it. You guys You guys should understand the joke from just the setup alone and what preceded it.
Look,
So,
I'm English. If I get it, everyone does.
Oh god.
There's no. Is it? I dare anyone to beat that joke during this podcast because it's not going to happen. This is it. In fact, what time is it now? Find a timestamp. Put it in the goddamn comments. Best
1:59
moment.
p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Doesn't matter.
Cool.
Carry on. Anyway, it was shit, and it was a bad adaptation, as sometimes happens. And I think, as happens,
You need to read the books.
fucking much. Well, yes, you do, but I think, more importantly, it's a general problem here in Hollywood. Stuff like that is just almost never good. Why can't they adapt something properly? Disney's doing it all the fucking time. Why can't TV do it? I mean, sure, it's slightly turning around now. We got Arrow and like The Flash and shit, which are fucking marvelous, but they're not direct adaptations. They're character adaptations. You know what I mean? They kind of can avoid that problem. So, what's your opinions then? Adaptations, should they stop? Are they good? Are they bad? Which are the worst? Which are the best?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because with adaptations, you always run into a risk of, if you stay too strict to the source material, then then you could just end up boring people because you're just retreading new ground.
True.
But if you veer too far away from the source material and just start going wild, then you'll upset fans of material who don't like the way you're taking the characters, or just and you could alienate people who aren't fans who just think that what you're doing is making no sense. I'm looking at the last 4 seasons of Dexter.
That's true. That's true.
I haven't watched all but maybe 1 or 2 episodes of Dexter.
You are a
That's pretty-
monster.
Yeah.
I know I am.
God, how dare you complain about people not watching Hannibal and you haven't even seen Dexter?
Well, because Hannibal.
Because Dexter would take that man in a fight, I'm telling you. Right. As a thing though, right, I think I would argue that the way for them to do it is to ditch sticking to the book or adhering too far, but find out what the book means. There's always an underlying theme with something. I mean, what's the idea behind it? What they're trying to portray? What's going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's going on under the surface? And once you get that, you can then adapt that better for TV. You can okay, this is what they're trying to get across. We should make this. Like a good example would be Superman. Superman's a hero who, if you just look at it blankly, is incredibly powerful, undefeatable, and punches all the bad guys to death. Right? But if you look at it under the shell, you realize actually he's a hero that's meant to represent hope, better things, and the ability to be just better than the bad guys. You know what I mean? Because you can't do that. And if you write for that, then obviously it gets good. If you don't and just make him a punchy man, then you get a shit Superman.
Smallville.
A lot like that, yeah. Basically, they fucked that up. They made him into was essentially just a whiny arsehole. He was like Spider-Man and Batman, they joined together in some kind of unholy combination with Superman powers.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they get that underlying team right, they can still go with it. Like if they'd got what was Animorphs, the whole greyness and shit like that, the darkness of the story and the moral repercussions, they could have made it good, but they didn't. They just thought, okay, we gotta make a story here. It's got people who turn into animals. Let's go with that. Make it turn into animals and fight.
And it has to be
It's like
kid friendly.
Yeah, it's like with the League. It's like with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen,
God,
or some, or even. I mean, I liked Watchmen, but it did run into some of those problems where it's not really exploring the character depths; it's just boiling them down to one or two traits. I think that problem
wasn't
as bad as LXG, but still, you see it there.
I think the problem with Watchmen is simply they didn't have enough time. They needed to chop that into 2 movies at least.
Exactly.
That's what I would have done.
Like I've read the comic book. It's a weapon. Even in paperback, it's a weapon.
Yeah.
About the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I think not many people would know this, but just quickly letting everyone know. Basically, the movie, when I watched it, was almost a traditional action flick, team flick. Bunch of people, random, different personalities get together to defeat bad guys, right?
Yeah, it's the A-Team with classic literary figures.
Exactly. Now, having read some of the comic books, I can tell you that it is not like that. It's horrifying. It's dark as fuck. I remember one bit. There was the Invisible Man, and he's just a serial rapist.
Yeah.
He was raping little Poppy or something, that girl from the old cartoon series, and I was like, isn't she like 13 or something?
Oh
no one gives a shit. It was horrible. I mean, I was reading it, I was like, Jesus, I want this man to die. And spoilers for anyone who doesn't know, I'm not sure if you've seen it, at some point, I'm fairly certain he does get killed by Hyde, which is really... When does that happen? Can you... First of all, I love Hyde now. But can you imagine that Hyde, who was a villain once, just fucking beats another guy to death, an Invisible Man, because apparently you could see him this entire time because he's badass. Apparently he's trying to rape the vampire girl. Again, fucking... What's with him trying to rape everyone?
And why,
honestly.
why would he try to rape a vampire? That's just asking for bad luck.
I know. You think the vampire will be the one to kill you, but no, it's the giant monster. So, really, honestly,
probably the genre that probably suffers the worst when it comes to adaptations would definitely have to be anime when they're directly adapting a manga.
Yeah.
Oh, good man.
Hey, Omar, Dragon Ball Evolution.
Fuck you.
No, not Dragon Ball. I'm talking about anime in general, because when they try to do a straight adaptation of a manga and they get ahead of the manga, then they just dig into this bag of overdone plots and just rehashing them over and over again.
The amount of filler I've had to do with I've given up watching it now. I just read it because I can't stand it anymore. There's so much. And it's endless.
It is, and it's pretty much, and it's always the same. It's always the same things. You have the beach episode, you have the cooking episode, you have the multi-long story arcs where you have these new powerful villains introduced that have plans that make no sense, and that once they're defeated, they will never again be referenced, and they're going to have had no impact whatsoever.
In Naruto, I remember right. In Naruto, there was like several times where there were different villages and different kind of ninjas introduced. Yeah. And Naruto would beat them or go into like a half kind of improved version of the tail mode. Yeah. And he never mentions it. And no one who's ever sees him do it ever mentions it. And this village that was there, or this something, it disappears after that. No mention is made of it. No reference. Even afterwards, when all the villagers get together or some shit in the comic book, right? It's not there.
Yeah.
So it's the worst Naruto, I think. Honest to God.
Yeah. Yeah. Same with Bleach. They'd have like arcs that would run for many months, almost up to a year, where they'd have these new villains introduced, and then
wasn't there a Hell arc that was basically just in the anime?
Hell arc? I don't remember that.
I remember I was reading the manga and it said that there was like an in between bit where it said there was essentially a gate to Hell opened, and it was like when to find out what happens, watch the anime.
Yeah.
So
tournament arcs also. Those really get on my nerves.
Oh god, they're so. I used to love them.
Long.
Yeah, I used to love them, but god damn, so many of them take so long.
Exactly. I mean, the only one I think that did it somewhat well was Yu Yu Hakusho, because they managed to keep all the characters that were introduced interesting, and they brought some of them back later on, so it showed they had a connection. But I mean, dear God, it just dragged on and on and on.
I think Dragon Ball is the worst. Dragon Ball Z is the worst of that because
Well,
Dragon
yeah.
Ball 1 that kind of made sense, but Dragon Ball Z they went to the tournaments for what reason I do not know because who the fuck is going to challenge them, right? And you just spend hours and hours watching as they sit back and watch other twats fight, and you watch Videl have a fight and just get the shit kicked out of her. And then it takes 5 episodes for Gohan to go out there and beat the guys, and then it takes 5 episodes for him to do anything anyway. Oh
Exactly.
my god!
And what are they doing? It's just energy blasts over and over again. The tournament art in Yu Yu Hakusho, they had some variation. They had a kid who fought with yo-yos. They had an Australian guy who gets stronger whenever he gets drunk. They had this demon who could manipulate wind and spoke with a cool Irish brogue. That's how you keep it
what about the guy that was that big muscly guy, kind of like a Dragon Ball Z character, but had sunglasses?
with him.
Yeah, he was cool.
Taruk.
Yes, him.
Toriko.
But yeah, this that annoys me. I hate when they do that. They need the anime. If they make an anime of something, they should have the guy who's writing it come up with something to like pad it out. Something that isn't a terrible filler that actually adds to the characters that is canon, so that he can reference it.
Right.
No more fucking beach episodes, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I don't mind boobs, but still.
Yeah. No more beach episodes. No more talent show episodes.
Fuck the talent show episodes.
Fuck the talent. Oh, and no more. It's all just a dream episodes. I keep forgetting it. That goes,
Those are the worst. We do not mention those.
That goes for every television series, not just.
There's nothing.
Yeah, not just anime.
What it is, dream episodes can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
I was like, going back to Animorphs, there were a couple books that were a what if scenario, what if this or that happened, and one of them, in the main series, was Jake falls asleep and he goes to this future, and then he wakes up at the end, and not just anime, it's even in book.
Oh god damn
We
it.
don't really know, none of us Phantomorphs know what the hell, the biggest question about that book was there was some voice that spoke to Jake at the end, and that we don't know if he was dreaming or if he was really sent to an alternate future.
He was dreaming. They'll never reference it again. He was dreaming. That's what's happened.
No,
I'm
but we
guaranteed.
think the voice that appeared at the end might be the one that's the name the creature calls itself at the end of the final book. But it's been denied by Applegate. But a lot of fans have the fanon theory that the one and that voice are the same.
Well, was that one of the books that was written by Applegate, or was that one of the ones she had?
A ghost written. It was. I'd have to check it, but since it's later on in the series, I'm assuming probably ghost written.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd have to. I read like the book series originally thinking she wrote it all, and then only later found out that some were ghost written.
Yeah. Well,
But yeah, I don't think. It might be, but if they completely deny it, they won't do it then. Because, I mean, maybe it was. Maybe you guys are right. But in all likelihood, as soon as you guys said it could be, they're changing their mind.
Yep.
So.
I don't know.
and sometimes I think, I actually had a discussion with this, question about with Mike. He goes by the name of the other dude on Manic Expression. He said in cases like this, he thinks sometimes when the creators do these, create these questions, they don't have an answer set in mind. They'll just have the fans ask them what it meant, and then they'll just say, you have to wait and see.
That's what I think.
They'll think about, and then they'll go through what the fans suggested and pick what they think is best, and then run with that.
That is honestly, that's what I think. I think they reach a point where they're just like, I don't know what's going to happen next. Let's see what the fans think. We'll just do that. Let's go with them. All right, what do you think, Bob? All right, Bob thinks this guy's going to go bad. We'll make this guy go bad then. I tell you what, that's what I think they do.
Yeah. But
I think that's so widespread. I think that's why we have so many good TV shows now. Because at some point, someone thought, actually, what if we actually make it so that we write at the ending? And George R.R. Martin was like, yes, and he wrote the ending, and that's why it's good. And then Breaking Bad guys were like, what if we wrote the ending as well? And he did that, and it was good. That's why. And all the shit shows don't have the endings. They're just like, let's go up, see what happens. See what happens. In fact, I can prove it. I can prove this is why it happens. You know Dexter? Wasn't that meant to end at like season 6 or something?
8.
Well, there we go. And it lasted a bit longer than that, didn't it?
Well, no, the 8th season was the end, and that's where it ended up, and that's where it had the really bullshit ending with him leaving to take his
Become a
deadly
woodman or
serious.
something.
Yeah.
But no, they were meant to end it like earlier, I think, like maybe season 6, season 4. But they
Yeah.
kept it going. And my question is, if they'd come up with an ending already, why did they do that? How did they do that?
Same with the X-Files. They planned to end it in season 7. They had a clear ending planned, but Fox wanted to keep it running, so they had to churn out two more. They had to churn out 2 more seasons. They had to get people to replace David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson. They had to just come up with plots on the fly and try and tie them into the conspiracy that had already been, in essence, wrapped up.
But yeah, see that, like, I hate that stuff, man. I don't like that. Why do people do that? It makes me sad. I'm depressed now.
Okay.
I need to watch
Yay.
some Pussy
And
Daisies.
we'll end on that note.
Maybe that's enough. Alright, fine.
Yeah, it's like Jim has to leave by 2:30, and I know if we go on to the next topic, it could take maybe 20 minutes.
That's a valid point. It would.
Okay,
What's the
so
next topic?
announcements. And we'll start with Omar because he usually has the shortest ones.
I have written a poem for you all, and I'm going to dictate it now. It is 123 lines long. Sit back, get ready. In the windy blazes, behind the porno bushes, I can't think of anything else. You know, fuck it. I haven't got any. Okay, damn it. Moving on.
Yeah. Jim, do you have any announcements, anything you're reviewing, any blog posts that are coming up?
I'm working on a review of the new downloadable title from Ubisoft, Valiant Hearts: The Great War. Run into some snags, but I'm hoping to get it done by the end of the weekend. Just give a little advance note. It is very, very good. If you have an interest in wartime history, particularly in the First World War, this is definitely something you'd want to check out. Also, if you're a fan of Franco-Belgian comics like Tintin, it's probably also up your alley because the art style draws heavily from that genre.
This looks quite cool. I shall research this.
Yeah, Jim writes really good at video game reviews, so.
Yeah, my kind of man. I need that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's why the
I-
games.
I try to. I try to give it, my own. I try to enlighten people, let people know what's good, let them know what should be avoided. I don't go for review scores because I think they're stupid,
Hmm.
and I try not to be, I try not to fall into the trap of the angry reviewer. My goal is just to inform, to touch on points that I think might interest people without coming off as snarky or pretentious. And I'd like to think I'm doing a good job with that, and I hope I'll keep it up.
That's pretty good. I mean, I've only done one review properly so far, but as far as I'm concerned, my method of getting people to buy stuff is to tell them this game is good, buy it, you bastard. That's it. It's like, have you ever played this game? No. Well, you're a cunt.
Oh, brilliant.
And it works sometimes. Probably.
Sometimes.
Maybe. Maybe it might have worked once. I don't know. Okay. I don't know.
Okay, now for my little list. On my forums, jashikins.boards.net, I'm trying to get a Animorphs Avengers roleplay started. It's mostly going to be Avengers, so if you like to do text role plays, you can head over there. Currently, there are 2 people I'm looking for at Tony's, and one person's going off for vacation for a week, so after a week, she has Tony. She has dibs. She's the one who's the Marco role player on a Tumblr that I play with. So Marco and Tony are really the same character.
That makes Animorphs a lot more interesting in my mind.
Yeah.
Don't need to be tagged after all.
And the next part of my Animorphs reread should be out maybe Monday or Tuesday.
You're reading it? Are you reading out loud to a video or?
No, it's I'm live blog basically, and then I edit it up with pictures and graphics, and then post it.
Alright. Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. The second chapter of The Horny Heart should be out tonight or tomorrow.
Alright.
Yeah, so I know Omar is going to be looking forward to that.
I named it, so...
Yeah,
I mean...
Jim's the one who helped pick out the name between the two we had.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That works. Good man. You've made good use of it.
Thank you.
High five. Cyber five. I have 6 fingers, so high 6.
I said, all right. I'm afraid I have to get going now, but I had a lot of fun, and I hope to do this with you guys again in the future.
Same here. You've been very enjoyable, and Omar's probably likes you now because
Oh, thanks.
you're
I like Omar
a good
too.
porn titler.
I like everyone.
All right. Catch you guys
See ya.
later.
Okay, goodbye, Jim. Whatever.
Alright. We're
Okay.
still live, you know.
I know we're still live, so until next video, goodbye. And Omar, wanna give a final send-off?
Fuck you all.